Hello everyone, esteemed community, a warm welcome. It's great to have you all back with us. After testing for you a compact pruning saw from the relatively unknown manufacturer Litheli in a previous video, today I have another device of this kind for you. For those of you who not only want to perform trimming within arm's reach, but need to reach much higher, today I have for you a cordless telescopic saw. Specifically, on the table, the U20 telescopic saw. We'll thoroughly examine what this pole saw has to offer, how it performs in practice, and whether it's worth it or not in today's video. I'd say let's dive in right after the intro, but if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel now and activate the bell to never miss a video in the future. You can find the current prices of this device down in the video description. Thank you very much for your support, and with that, let's get started after the intro. Whether short or long, everyone should find something in today's video. In a previous video, I introduced you to this compact cordless pruning saw. Today, we're focusing on this pole saw. If you haven't already watched the video about this device yet, definitely check it out. I'll link it right up here on the info card. Because now we can set the saw aside and take a detailed look at what's included with this pole saw. As you can see, there's already a lot of information on this saw on the product box. However, I think what's really inside is much more interesting. So let's take a look at what's included. And this is what it looks like from the inside. As you can see, quite comprehensive. I suggest we take a brief look at the contents in detail. The package includes the three main parts, starting with the actual shaft, followed by the shaft extension. Next, we have the actual chainsaw attachment, and also small accessories such as the instruction manual in both German and English are included. Another smaller package with a carrying strap or loop, along with a blade with protective cover. Also included is a suitable chain, and last but not least, don't forget the battery. This definitely looks quite good. I would think that everything necessary is included for us to start using the saw in practice right away. Before we do that, let's take a detailed look at the saw first. Basically, the same things I've already mentioned about the Litheli cordless pruning saw can be applied to this pole saw as well. Upon closer examination, you can see that the entire device also gives a solid first impression. Additionally, upon closer inspection, you can see the high-quality craftsmanship. We have consistent gap spacing throughout the device with no plastic residues or the like noticeable. The shaft is made entirely of aluminum to save weight. The housing, on the other hand, is made of simple plastic. Regarding durability, I can't make a statement so far. Especially unmistakable is the beautiful white housing, which on the one hand looks particularly modern and high quality, but on the other hand is quite prone to getting dirty. Specifically, on the underside where the device rests, as can be seen, there's also only bare plastic with several scratches. This means here I would have definitely wished for a few feet, maybe even a reinforced plastic edge to protect the device. Well, aside from the fact that this is an item for everyday use, which of course will not look the same after a few uses, the handle on the top, as you can see, has a nicely large rubberized surface. The handle itself, in terms of shape, as you can see, is relatively homogeneous, in my opinion not too small, not too large, and can be gripped very comfortably and non-slip due to the rubberization. In addition, there are two important control elements. The unlock and the trigger on the top can be reached without having to change grip. Furthermore, it should be mentioned that the switch only has two settings, meaning on or off. We can't adjust more on this handle. What else is there to see? Also particularly interesting is the battery compartment at the very back, because just like with the cordless pruning saw, here too, there is a compact 2 ampere-hour battery included in the package. But what's special about these batteries is their huge compatibility. On the one hand, I can use this battery in all U20 devices from Litheli. This means on this cordless pole saw, on the mini chainsaw, on the leaf blower, or the like. And on the other hand, this battery can be used as a power bank. Yes, you heard that right, because that's exactly what the battery on the bottom is equipped with. 2 USB ports, one USB Type A and one USB Type C. For all those who've been wondering, even with this USB Type-C port, the battery can be recharged. This means, compared to all the other tool manufacturers, I don't need a separate charger here. As for the different power capabilities, I'll display the datasheet for you right here in the video. Otherwise, it can be said that the battery can handle a maximum of 45 watts input and a maximum of 45 watts output. This means it can definitely do a lot, for example, charging laptops and the like. And on the other hand, this also means that the battery can be fully charged in less than an hour. We can easily check the respective battery level using 4 LEDs on the back, and additionally, even when the battery is inserted into the battery compartment, it remains accessible. That's about the shaft or handle of this machine. What else is there to see? Right in front of it, as you can see, there's a movable loop. The included carrying or shoulder strap can be attached here. Shown in the video now, the breakdown of the weight. As you can see, the shaft itself is extremely lightweight. Nevertheless, we're looking at a gross weight of approximately 4.6 kilograms. Considering how far you can really reach with this device, that's not much either. Personally, though, I would recommend that if you really want to work with this saw for a longer period, you can definitely save some weight with this strap. Most of the weight is therefore not at the back of the machine, but at the front, because here are the motor, the gearbox, and all the built-in technology. The connection of these two elements is quite simple through a normal plug connection with contact in the middle. The whole thing works smoothly so far, and even with the shaft extension inserted, it's surprisingly stable, not least because of the thick handle diameter. The only thing I would have definitely wished for is that the screw connection holding the elements together is really fixed at the position where it's needed and doesn't slip up and down wildly. The attachment itself, on the other hand, is, just like with any other chainsaw, relatively quickly mounted and ready for use. The practical thing is, Litheli uses a quick release here, allowing us to tension and mount the chain without tools. The included blade has a total length of 200 millimeters, putting the device roughly in the middle range. The chain on it has a total of 33 chain links and a pitch of 3/8 of an inch. Additionally, as visible here at the back of the device, the blade is tensioned by the quick tensioning mechanism. Both elements of the tensioning device are definitely nicely sized and very comfortable to grip. The inner one is for securing the cover, and the outer ring is for tensioning the chain. Both directions are marked with arrows and symbols. To ensure the chain runs as efficiently and well lubricated as possible during use, the device also features automatic chain lubrication. For this purpose, we find the closure for the chain oil tank on the top. As you can see, it's conveniently attached to a cord to prevent loss. On the other side, the oil level is indicated by milky plastic with a minimum and maximum display, and we have a total capacity of 140 milliliters here. This is definitely more than sufficient and should easily last through several battery charges. But most importantly, last but not least, how about the performance? How does this thing fare in practice? Firstly, it must be said that the device, as far as I can tell, is powered by a conventional brushed motor. This results in a relatively low chain speed of around 8 meters per second in conjunction with the installed gear ratio. In the test, I evaluated the pole saw with a freshly charged 2 ampere-hour battery, a filled chain oil tank, and brand new chain for optimal results. I started without the shaft extension on relatively low-hanging branches with a similarly small diameter. As quickly became apparent, the device certainly has enough power to cut small branches up to 50 millimeters without any problem. Even hardwood, such as oak, poses no difficulty here. I was also pleasantly surprised by the handling. You can immediately feel that the center of gravity is naturally quite far forward due to the motor and gearbox. However, this means that you can simply place the saw on the branch and it will automatically work through the material. This means in this case, no pressure or the like is necessary. Also, in terms of weight, as already mentioned, it's definitely okay. Next, I tested the device with the integrated shaft extension, as this allows you to reach even higher. In the assembled state, the device is now a proud 3.5 meters long. Well, the handling or operation of the saw is now somewhat more cumbersome. Nevertheless, once you have the saw set up, you can also work with the device without any problems and thus reach the significantly higher and sometimes thicker branches. I have to say, I'm also surprised at how powerful the device really is. As mentioned before, it has a chain speed of 8 meters per second, which isn't really high, but due to the gear ratio, it has high torque. In the test, I examined different trunks up to a diameter of a solid 120 millimeters. The device definitely struggled for a while there, but in terms of performance, it had no problems cutting through this 120 millimeter thick trunk completely. Due to the large claws, as you can see here in the video, the device has a lot of grip on the trunk, but we can't fully utilize the 200 millimeter blade. Instead, around 170 millimeters are realistic, which in my opinion is still completely sufficient, especially considering the device's performance. In the practical test, as you can see, I made numerous cuts and then checked the battery level. The small 2 ampere-hour battery still showed 2 out of 4 bars after the comprehensive test, which I personally find quite impressive. I also find the maximum achievable height impressive. I also checked this for you with a tape measure. With outstretched arms and the installed shaft extension, we reach a maximum height of a solid 5.4 meters, making a large part of the lower growing branches easily accessible. And with that, I would say we're already coming to a final conclusion. Overall, it can be said that the Litheli Pole Saw definitely performed quite well in practice. Of course, you can't compare the device with a professional tool, which is twice as expensive without a battery as this device with a battery, chain, and the like. Certain compromises have to be made. But overall, the device stands quite well because we have a very long reach. We have sufficient power, and in the end, considering the price as well, the device definitely serves its purpose. So, for those who are looking for a compact, relatively powerful, and importantly, good value for money pole saw, this device from Litheli is definitely not a bad choice. And that wraps up this video. What do you think of this device? Feel free to share your opinion in the comments below. I'm looking forward to your feedback. So, if you enjoyed the video, please show it with a hearty thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to never miss a video in the future. You can find the current prices of this device down in the video description. Thank you for your support, and until next time, take care. Goodbye.